This man spent thousands of dollars and a lot of time to prove that he's natural.
I didn't think he'd actually do it.
Quentin has proved that he is indeed a lifetime natural.
Wrong. You guys think that just because he says he has Hashimoto's, that is an explanation for what's happened? Of course it's not. Coach Greg, in today's video, Quentin Pouillon, is he in fact natural after all? Did I get it wrong? Well, the internet seems to say I did. This video didn't age well at all, laughing my ass off. Hell yeah, this video aged so bad, cookbook you, Greg. And so what happened is Quentin Pouillon has shown his blood work and his testosterone was at one point as low as 13 nanograms per deciliter. And so in my previous video, I'd said, no one is achieving these testosterone levels this low unless there's something wrong with them. Something has to be happening, or they're on and taking performance-enhancing drugs.
There's something wrong. There's something clearly going on. And so his opinion is, well, it's normal. I was on a diet. I was cutting down. I was under 6% body fat. And so therefore, my testosterone was next to nothing. Do you know what really can cause your testosterone to be that low? Taking SARMs. Taking performance-enhancing drugs.
And so Quentin Pouillon has suddenly said, I have Hashimoto's. And so everyone now believes, well, that's it. Because he has Hashimoto's, it absolutely causes testosterone levels to crash down when he went on a diet. And so yay, he's natural after all, right?
Quentin competed in July. Here are all his test levels, total, free, and his body weight. And you can see as he gets leaner, the disease really starts to affect him.
You guys think that just because he says he has Hashimoto's, that is an explanation for what's happened? Of course it's not. And let's not forget that he had once posted his blood work, and when he had 13 nanograms per deciliter, do you know what he did with his video? He took it down. Why would he have taken that video down if he was in fact natural after all? Did he just suddenly discover that in the last week and say, oh, Hashimoto's? I mean, what's next? I had a sprained ankle that caused my testosterone to go down?
Here's the original video.
And 2 days before the show on 11/3, my testosterone was the number 13.
He then proceeded to delete this video and never speak again about it.
Once you see results like this, especially when they post a video and take it down, 13 nanograms per deciliter, he takes down the video. Why would he take down the video? Really question that. And so normally it's a slam dunk case. Wow, your testosterone levels are lower than Isaiah Miranda. Gotta be from taking something. But in this case, people are saying, oh, Greg has got it wrong. And we're going to get into that. Let's see.
So he's accidentally exposing himself again, or he has some type of disease. It turns out that Quentin has gotten blood work done every 2 weeks for the entire year, and he has a rare condition called Hashimoto's.
And so looking at this chart, when he's at his heaviest in the 170s, his total testosterone, it's in the 600s, almost 700, 698. And then notice suddenly from 0124 to 0323, it suddenly drops to 355. Basically, it's cut in half. And his weight, it only drops 2 pounds. How is it that his testosterone levels were cut in half by only losing 2 pounds? Well, I'll tell you how. What if he took performance-enhancing drugs at that point? What if he added in Anavar, Ostarine, Rad 140, whatever? And so imagine he added in SARMs of any kind at this point. It's going to cause the suppression of his testosterone. And as the weeks go by, testosterone levels keep getting lower. Think of it. The first day you take SARMs, if your testosterone levels are at 700, it's not going to drop to 350. It might be at 700, 690, 680. Every day it goes down by 10. And so notice what happens. The following check-in, his testosterone levels are 229. And as he continues to diet, his testosterone levels continue to go down. And remember, it fluctuates. And some days it's slightly higher, some days are lower, but it's trending downwards. If you take SARMs, for example, 3 months, over the 3 months, your testosterone levels are going to continue to go down. By the end of it, you might in fact have a reduced libido. You might not feel as good in the gym. You might have achy joints and so on. This is from the suppression caused from taking SARMs. Notice how after the competition, his testosterone levels begin to go up. Could that not be simply him going off of those SARMs? He stops the SARMs, and over time, the body begins to once again produce testosterone. And so week to week, it starts to get back to normal. Perhaps 3 months later, it's back to as high as it once was. But what they've stated here is that, oh, it's Hashimoto's. Hashimoto's explains everything, even though we know that Hashimoto's causes the greatest amount of suppression when you're heavier, when you have more inflammation. But when you're dieting, the opposite is happening. When you diet, you don't get heavier, you get smaller.
All of this to say, does this mean that Quinton Pulliam is not a fake natural? No, of course not.
And so in the end, does this prove he's natural? Does this prove he's not natural? I don't know. I'm just presenting the evidence. But oftentimes I say the simplest explanation is often the right one. And so you can believe that Hashimoto's causes him to lose extra amounts of testosterone when he goes on a diet for some reason which I've never heard of in my life. Or you can believe that perhaps he took SARMs and that caused it, which we know causes testosterone suppression. And once you stop taking SARMs, we know that your testosterone levels normally go back higher.
And you can see as he gets leaner, the disease really starts to affect him.
It's the opposite. As you gain weight, that's when it really starts to affect you. And so based on this blood work, does it not just look like someone that took SARMs? I mean, really think of it. Just because he has Hashimoto's, does that mean it's going to show this? Chris Bumstead has an autoimmune disease. And how many Mr. Olympia titles has he won? But guess what? He's not natural. And so if Chris Bumstead showed his blood work and it was at 700 in the offseason, it began to go down to approaching the show, perhaps he just doesn't take testosterone. Maybe he just takes tren and masterone. We don't know. And then following the show, if he goes off of the tren and the masterone and then his testosterone levels go up, do you really think you could just say, oh, it's my autoimmune disease? That's what did it. I'm 100% natural. But no, he doesn't do that. And now he's showing his blood work when his body weight is a little bit higher in the off season, so to speak. Notice that his LH and FSH and testosterone are now back to normal. Notice the difference. But yet when he was dieting, when it was at showtime, all of those were below the reference range. And do you know what can cause that? SARMs, in particular, any oral with fast clearance time, this is going to cause suppression. The LH and FSH go down, the testosterone goes down, and then once you get off of that drug, it goes back to normal. And so you can say, oh, Coach Greg, you got it wrong. This is 100% proof. Is it really? Is it really? Have you studied Hashimoto's? Do you know what Hashimoto's actually does? And so just because somebody throws out some disease that they have doesn't explain everything.
In shorter words, I basically told him, well, sucks to suck. Unless he went through the process of an entire prep and something similar happened, it'd be kind of hard to prove anything.
And so does it look like the normal results of somebody who diets natural? No. For some reason, people think that if you diet natural, your testosterone levels are going to be in the tank. 21 nanograms per deciliter, 13, 34. These are not normal numbers. If you diet for a bodybuilding show natural, you're not chemically castrating your production of testosterone. It doesn't work like that. But if you take SARMs, if you add steroids, it can actually do this. And so that's what I'm going with.
All of this to say, does this mean that Quinton Pulliam is not a fake natural? No, of course not.
And so just because he posted all this blood work doesn't prove anything. Let me know in the comment section, does this prove he's natural? Does he prove he's not natural? What do you guys think? Is Hashimoto's an excuse for having testosterone levels dip as low as 13? If you find out that Hashimoto's causes your testosterone to drop 5 times lower than anyone else while on a diet, well, send it to me. Perhaps I'll do another video. If you're training Natty and you want your testosterone levels to not go down as low, perhaps try G-Test or 3-Test. Also, you can get GO2 Max for improved cardio. We also have Ecti Builder. Head over to my website and don't forget about the cookbooks, the training books, coaching plans by me and my team. So much on the website, all the supplements, the clothing line, everything. Head over there. Code Greg, 10% off. Subscribe, click the bell button, like the video if you liked it, add in a few comments and watch one of those 2 bloops. And until next time, I am out.